All right, everyone, and welcome back to another round of Back to Roots, pre-modern as Martin Berlin intended. Today with blue-white counter rebels, and I have to make a small disclaimer. So I was chatting with Martin Berlin for a bit, and I saw that not all decks of them were invented by them. So I want to give the correct credit here while staying on the joke within the YouTube titles. So Counter Rebels is, if I am understanding this correctly, made by Joel Larson in the first iteration for Pre-Modern. And I was so hyped about playing the deck until I take another look and I saw where are the standstills and where are the Mishra's factories. So a lot of stuff missing there, but what else we got here? We got a very streamlined deck, so no play around with the lands, no wasteland. No manlands, just plain blue and white mana base. Together with a playset Mother of Runes, Ramosian Sergeant as one of the most important rebels, like matches where you lead with a Ramosian Sergeant into standstill are just lovely. And then we got some countersuit, name giving for the deck, with counterspells and mana leak, a one of absorb, and a full playset of Sivvi. So on top of that, we got a one-off Reverent Mantra as a potential blowout card or to solve situations where the board is too crowded. Together with 4 sorts of Plowshares, we got access to some more fun cards like Jhovall Queen and Ramosian Sky Marshal. And the Jhovall Queen is so cool. It was a nightmare on our kitchen desk as we are playing Magic as childs, and one of our friends had a foil one and it was giving us some nightmares. I hope to transport the same feeling for our opponents today. And the sideboard is pretty forward with some spice in Light of the Day, Gainsay, which is a counterspell with the ability to counter blue spells only, and a one of Humility, which sounds to be very funny, but let's go in. All right, everyone, we are on the draw with a decent hand. And this on the play would be exactly what we want to do with Counter Rebels, but I hope it's good enough. So let's lead with a Sergeant. There's a small argument for leading with the fetch land to counter a 3-drop later, but I think it's fine like this. Play Island and pass. Okay, this is probably the rock. I think I played him several times. Let's take a look online at his current build. If there was a 5-0, we will see it. Because it's important to see what we are up against. 2 Bane of the Living, 3 Gravebomb Muse, 3 Ravenous Reds, 3 Call of the Herd, Remember Genesis, sweet one. Yeah, he can have this. Probably naming Mana Leak, but he could have paid it anyway. So he's getting a 2-for-1, but it doesn't matter. Like, would have been the same. He paid once here and then name another Mana Leak. And there we had a very, very small chance that he's not naming Mana Leak. So I tried. And a Bane of the Living. He might just start next turn with a first board wipe. So I guess it's kind of fine to... I don't know if I want to play Sword. It feels a bit safer to activate the Sergeant here. I guess I need to sort later for Gravebomb use, stuff like this. So my opponent is running no beasts like Obstinate Ravenous Barlord. Just a 2 in the sideboard in his last 5-0 list. Okay, that's a bad outcome with the Duress. Bane of the Living. Okay, he couldn't flip there. So it's not the worst, but we have to rebuild with our Ramosian Sergeant. So this needs to go unhandled. Like even Pernicious Deed could work now, and he should immediately pop it, I guess. Like we need to ramp into the more expensive cards. So I guess it's better to just ship the turn and activate this for Sivvi. This matchup will be very, very tough, I guess. Like, too many big creatures, Mana Leak, not very great. And okay, he's going this route here. I will just tutor for... I mean, this can't tutor for Sivvi, so this is probably an error that I didn't play her. I don't know. So question is... Yeah, I need to wait a moment longer here. Let's go for the Falcon. No need to rush. So as we want to activate the Falcon, we could attack with the Sergeant, but he can just block. This for 4, Fallen Sivvi, then we are like the Queen, Jhovall Queen could work. Discard this. Okay, here it is. I want my mana back, please. I guess we can attack here for 1 in the air. It could change the outcome of the game later. I mean, we have the ability to grind, and my opponent is not getting back on stuff like Recurring Nightmare, and not even Hermit. So we got something going. Let's get the flyer here. There's a small argument for going for 2, but I think it's better to have 4 in the air. This is sweet. Let's attack here in the air. I guess I want to play the Queen. This can't be smothered. And we even have the ability to put it back. I'm thinking about if there is, like, if there are opportunities to get ahead with the Sivvi ability, even for 0. But then we need cards like Sylvan Library, I guess. I played a deck like this some months ago, like Red Green Rebels. It was pretty fun. Go for it. So you can even play and pop Pernicious Deed. Okay, yeah. Even for 6, so we don't have any, we can't even tutor in response something. So let's attack here. So we need to get Sivvi unhandled. Good stuff is, if this goes unchecked, we can put back the... it's not going unchecked. Yeah, having everything there. Not going to lie. Still think it's worth it to put back the Jhovall Queen. Okay, Maindeck Counting Echoes. This wasn't in his last iteration, so this is a surprise, but we can still manage to win from here. It's way harder, yes, but I will continue for some turns. Like, what do we have left? Vanguard, the Queen, Whipquarters, Mother of Runes, Counterspells. Yeah, it's not looking good. But here's the Queen. Like, he basically thinned out our deck and shuffled it. The problem with the Queen is that he can just easily do a double block, and we lost all of our swords here. But a double block won't be enough, I see, because it's 4-7. Okay, do it like this. So we got a 4-turn clock with a nice counter backup here, and this is Vigilance. I remember a friend having this in foil back then, and it was scary. Like, so this is basically a Bane of the Living, which could handle the Queen. So let's counter here. Mana Leak will be dead for a long, long time. Okay, Nantuko Vigilante. This would have been fine, I guess. Another counterspell for. So the card of the hearts is really at our side. Oh yes, please. Frozen Tusker. How about my Mana Leak? Okay. And I absorb. Like, this game suddenly feels solved. Wall of Blossoms. I don't want him to redraw, as this will buy him at least one turn, so let's absorb here. So he's forced to block with one. Coastal Tower. I think I could have kept this in case he plays a red. And he has a Dust Bowl anyway, so this was not the best play, I guess. So he could have sacrificed it into the Coastal Tower, so to get rid of it. Whipcorder, sweet. So Whipcorder is a card I want to play. So let's see if he sees the line that he can just block and then sacrifice it to Dust Bowl, but you have to set a stop mark somewhere. So let's go like 1, 2, 3. Morph creature. Yes. Okay. Still scary. So what does a card cost in foil? €7. Not bad. Okay, what can we do? Humility should be decent. So should be Decree of Justice. Hibernation for sure. Annul could be played. Disenchant to name stuff like Engineered Plague for sure. Yeah, we are ahead. So how about Light of the Day? Black creatures. He's playing Ravenous Rats, Withered Wretched, Bane of the Living, Graveborn Muse. I could see this card as a catch you, but I don't think I need the mantra here. And I'm not a huge fan of mana leaks. So we are missing card advantage in the deck. Even not sure about the Shared Triumph. I think it's necessary as an answer for Engineered Plague. Everything else seems to be impressive. 25 lands, I don't know. This is fine too. Maybe not necessary. And I guess I will cut back on one Falcon. Maybe like this. I don't want the first Engineered Plagues hitting too hard, and don't overcommit there. This is good enough for me. Like, it's bad against Cabal Therapy, for sure. Yeah, it's getting worse against Cabal Therapy, but taking mulligans against Rock is not feeling great. So I want to use this immediately to just use my mana and to so I don't have too many redundant cards in hand. It's not the best sort, but I see scenarios where I could attack. I would love to have some Exalted Angel in the 75 here. Edict is fine. Okay, let's play Sergeant, I guess. And is it a difference between 4 and 5 mana? I guess. It's pretty aggressive, but we are missing land drops here, and he still has a lot of cards in hand. Okay, here's the first Engineered Plague. It's still a 1-for-1 until now. We're missing too many land drops here to make any sense of the decree, and he's even naming human, so... Okay, this is just soldier, I see. Gravebomb use. Okay, I want my swords back, please. We can concede from here. Like, there's no way back without mana. Yeah, absolutely right. Don't want to give away any more information. So on the play, the mana leak's getting better. I'm not sure about humility. Like, we have the best creature in the deck. Mother of Runes is probably not great. I think I can cut it completely. Because they are so bad against Engineered Plague and Pernicious Deed. Yeah, our chance to win this was maybe 0.01%. So really no need to continue there. And I can even see time being an issue sooner or later. Cool cards, no mana. So it's a mulligan. This is super weak. And I guess I need to ship the queen here. I think it would have been better to lead on the Adarkar Wastes. Cabal Therapy naming swords, getting 2 of them. Okay, I would have played Ramosian Sergeant. So now it's important. The problem is that he knows about Hibernation now, so we won't see overcommitment on green creatures in the near future. Like, this hand is pretty controlish. Not completely the place where I want to be. Here's a deed. We could even reset it once with Hibernation. Maybe I play the Falcon. Even if he has Engineered Plague, it's fine. Like, it's a 1-for-1. He has to decide if he wants to put it on Rebel or Human again. Okay, absolutely. Like, seeing Pernicious Deed handling one creature is perfectly fine for me. Okay. Still controlish here. So if his play is to... Yeah, this is fine. It's funny and not well known that you play it like just getting card advantage from your creatures is a bit odd. Not going to lie. Okay. Not handled immediately in the end step is fine news for me. So he has to spend his whole turn for, I don't know, is it Pernicious Deed? If he pops the deed again, it's perfectly fine for me. Like, then we got 2 deeds which were played as a 1-for-1. I think it's way too early to pop the deed here. You could just lean back and see what I will get with Sivvi. Okay, Wall of Blossom is fine, but we need to play Sword here, otherwise he can just flash back into Cabal Therapy. Not the greatest target to Sword, but as he can pay the Mana Leak. He might get there with his tactics about Dust Bowl. I think he realized that he is a control deck in this matchup. Yeah. Wishing for something like Teferi's Response. Oh, this is a sweet offer by my opponent. So now I need a Rebel. Yeah, you can't be sure to have your land drops. You can somehow add up on creatures, which can easily be handled, but this build without Standstill is lacking the ability to develop their mana base. Okay, I let this stick, and then I will counter the Flashback Cabal Therapy. Okay, let's sort here. Might see a Dust Bowl activation. Okay, how can we play this? I mean, this is a Rebel I don't want to see. So I think it might be fine to morph this. Tricks him into thinking this is a Exalted Angel and needs to be handled immediately. Plague Bearer, this is the best answer for the card. I mean, I could have flipped. I should have flipped. Then this would have fizzled. Yeah, misplay there. For sure. But a very sweet build of the rock deck. So you can flip here and then it's a 2-mana creature and this won't work anymore. Okay, Sivvi, please help. But he has 4 more cards in hand, like. Yeah. If he has an Edict, I'm feeling a bit bad. Ravenous Rats, let's go for Hibernation, I guess. Yeah, another Edict. So this will lose us a game that we don't flip here. But it is what it is. So even a Decree cannot help us to rebuild from this point. Genesis, yeah, it's not feeling great, but I don't want to have this in play. I have to admit this is one of the sweetest rock builds I've seen in a long while. So we can concede here. Like even the Queen wouldn't help, because he can just flash back into Chainer's Edict. So let's continue. Alright everyone, we are on the play with an unkeepable hand. Like if we miss 1 or 2 land drops, we are done. And the same one is going for this one. Mulligan 5. Yeah, this needs to be enough. Ship a Counterspell, ship a island. And then we are starting with a very awkward hand. I mean, there are scenarios where we can get ahead of the game, but I feel like I have to play Sivvi next turn. Otherwise, so Sivvi needs to go unchecked for some turns. He might have Sylvan Library here, but still feeling better than just play draw and go with my opponent's deck. We could have mana leaked here, but there will be so many more threats which needs to be handled. So yeah, this is our shot. Like untap with Sivvi. Armageddon, okay. It's strong, but at least we can continue with Sivvi here. I'm not too sure if he was doing a favor for his own game state there, but yeah, felt hard to lose everything here. Okay, so the Martin Berlin version probably. Let's go for 1 and hope to draw another mana source to get a Whipcorder online. There's no mana source, so we can ship the turn back here. Still got the ability to rebuild, but we need mana source number 2 soon, because my opponent can start porting our only mana source here. So we need a white mana source, I guess. So is he willing to... Okay, he's not. Okay, this was for 0. I thought he would fetch the mana, but I need to be a bit more careful if I want to make watchable gameplay here. So we should have 2 and the 3rd Sergeant now. I hope it won't change the game too much. If you click on her first and then pay mana, it's fine. But if you float mana first and then click on her, it's like activated for 0. Okay, if we can manage to win this game, this will be super impressive. I think it depends on my opponent drawing Terra Wars sooner or later, or even Cataclysm. What is this? Pyroclasm, maybe? This is fine. It's not dangerous for now, and I mean I could do a triple block on the Treetop Village, but I don't think it's doing us any favor. I can attack on the backswing and yeah, we can tutor for Whipcorder if he's not having Wasteland immediately. But it feels like a Pyroclasm here. Okay, no Pyroclasm. So we could tutor for another one or go for Whipcorder. I think Whipcorder is a bit more important here. So click on the mana if you want to tutor for 2. Another mana source would have been sweet, not going to lie. Like a white mana source to drop Mother of Runes or to have a Swords to Plowshares up. So for now, the Richard port is still awkward because he can go for my only mana source, which is white. I feel like I have the need to activate Swords to Plowshares soon. Man, this deck absolutely could play Zabuz Web or Teferi's Response. Okay, now we see a Pyroclasm. Or maybe an Earthquake. Yeah, this is enough for me. I can never recover from this. So let's go and... This will be tough to handle. Not sure about Hydroblast against Pyroclasm. But on the other hand, Pyroclasm is probably the strongest card. I want to cut back on the Shared Triumph, I guess. Maybe some mana leak here. Hibernation will be fine. Like maybe there was a very, very small chance, but I don't see it going anywhere. Like, I could have played Sword on his White Mongrel next turn, but he would bring me to 10 this turn. Yeah, it would never have worked out. It's like I was missing too many land drops. It was super decent for Mulligan 5. I'm feeling like this is one of the decks which can really be improved, like with playing cards like Standstill or even some more manlands. I take a look at the more actual lists, but the first one I'm finding here is exactly the same one. Counterables. Plays 1 of 24. Exalted Angel, Terminal Glider. Yeah, 3 Standstill. 3 Mishra's Factory, 1 Dust Bowl. I think these are exactly the cards missing. Like, I love to play turn 1 Ramosian Sergeant into turn 2 Standstill. And this is impossible with the deck. And you can't even apply a pressure with your lands. So, yeah. Maybe he plays immediately Pyroclasm here, but it was a sword. I guess it's probably fine to go for the Disenchant here, so we have a clear 2 for 1. And maybe messing with his mana situation. This is strong. And we are getting flooded with Hydroblasts. So, bit of punishment here. Sylvan Library unchecked is a problem. Maybe the Disenchant was too aggressive, but I'm unsure. We need to counter. Yeah, playing Hydroblast is wrong. Absolutely. I think there would have been better ways to stabilize against Pyroclasm stuff. Another counterspell is fine. I'm not willing to drop another planes here. This is basically over. Like, we need to counter Call of the Herd, and then we are facing Sylvan Library versus 5 cards in hand, something like this. So what needs to happen to bring us back on the radar? I think it starts with a Sivvi, probably. Let's go. Drop a land here so I can play the Ramosian Sky Marshal, if it's the right name. Five cards in hand against 3 cards doing nothing. Okay, I want to see the Armageddon before I concede. Or the Cataclysm. Yeah, but this is a tough matchup. I'm not even sure which matchup we want to face with this deck. Probably Control could be fine, I'm not sure. Okay, this means no Armageddon for now. Funny part is that I catched a White Mongrel once with a Hydroblast as he was discarding his last card. And the Mongrel was red, so maybe... So, give me something great, please. Okay, we can concede here. No way out. Alright, everyone. We are on the play, so let's give me a sweet hand. I'm not forced to mulligan. This is a sweet hand. So, hopefully we get mana source number 3, and the Sergeant goes unchecked. And my opponent has no Wasteland. Then I guess we can have a normal game. Otherwise, it might be hard again. So, yeah, Counter Rebels is tough. Tough to pilot. Duress into Raven Threads, I guess. Into Nantuko Shade, okay. It feels a bit odd, but I will go for the plains here. To not expose my wasteland, my Adarkar Wastes into a wasteland. This attack is absolutely fine. I hope he blocks. And then I can continue tutoring Whipcorder. Okay, it's that guy Ale. This is on our radar too, so probably one of the most fairest decks we can face. But it's stacked with good cards. And has the ability to bring in stuff like Gloom and Angelic Plague. So it's 2 Plowshares, yeah. Let's try again with the Sivvi. There will be a bunch of problematic cards. Especially Exalted Angel, which needs to be checked with a Whipcorder or Swords to Plowshare. I think it's pretty tough to resolve counter magic against the deck, and he has a second sword, so like absolutely brutal start in the top 10 cards. Okay, not playing anything more here probably means that he has something like Smother or Edict effect, which will be perfectly fine. So this will be on blocking duty soon. Raven's Reds. I will ditch the Counterspell here. Okay. So no Edict effect, something like this in hand. Then it was a bit odd to not pump the creature last turn. Okay, we are getting slowly to a Jhovall Queen. So the Mother of Runes is forced to block here. Otherwise, I can't see a way out. Okay, this will be countered. Because I would discard the Mana Leak anyway. Could have tapped a bit better in bluffing another Mana Leak, but I'm forced to block here. But it's fine if this gets handled. Another Mother of Runes is great. Like I still have the plan with Jhovall Queen to win. But there are tough draws from my opponent. Especially Exalted Angel. Withered Wretched is not doing too much here. Sure, he can stop stuff like putting back the rebels with Sivvi, but otherwise it's a 2/2, which is good enough. So I would love to draw Temple of the False God, but the problem is I don't play it. Sivvi is a good starting point. It's a fine blocker with the ability to generate card advantage. And we could even somehow check a first Exalted Angel together with Whipcorder. Hippie. Okay. So it's sad that we will lose our Jhovall Queen. Especially this is awkward. Chips the turn back. Maybe he's hitting the mana leak. I mean, are we in for a block here? It might be correct, right? So let's get the flyer here. Here's one card in hand. We got double protection. We got the block here. We got protection black. And we are suddenly doing rebel stuff. Okay. Shared Triumph is great. He might have a Disenchant for sure. I guess I name Human? Maybe Rebel. So Human would pump 3 here. But Mother of Runes is good enough. Rebel would be probably better, and we are the Rebel deck. So let's name Rebel here. Ships a turn back. Suddenly it feels doable. Yeah. I can see a line out here. This is fine. Like most Rebels requires you to pay 4 to search for something like 3, but Sivvi is converting exactly into the cost. So here the question is, do I go for Whipcorder? Or maybe another Falcon? Okay, don't forget that Sivvi is a legendary creature. So I take with the Falcon here. If he just blocks, I think it's fine. All right, and now we can start going for Whipquarters, and suddenly like there are blowout cards from my opponent. A morph creature. Is it a problem yet? Like he can pay the mana leak anyway, so I guess it's better to just go for another rebel here. And the very sweet stuff is that we can even just block with Falcons and give protection white. How about the Vanguard? This would be a 3/3 creature. Let's get a Whipcorder. Let's play it a bit more safe here. Flooded Strand is super sweet. We need one more to go into territory about finding the Ramosian Sky Marshal. I don't think there's... I mean, I can attack here. I probably should. At least plus 1. Maybe we are the aggressor. No, okay, we are winning. This is tough. Do we need humility? Light of the Day, for sure, something like Disenchant, Decree of Justice, and Annul. And I want to probably cut the Mantra here. I mean, Mother of Runes one of the game, but we will see. I'm not sure about the humility. Not too sure about the mana leaks. And maybe cut back on the Vanguard and the Mantra. Let's try it like this. A bit more controlish, but we are missing the mana leaks now. Mulligan 6 for sure. So this is better. But I still think I need to ship the Sky Marshal to have the ability to get it into play later, as we will face some discard spells. Hopefully Duress here. Yes. So here's on a Mulligan 2. Duress not hitting anything. Mother of Runes needs to be handled now or later by a card like Engineered Plague. Okay, here's a Counterspell, so let's drop a Coastal Tower, and I'm really sure. So if I would have led on Adarkar Wastes, we now could have countered the Engineered Plague. Yeah, would have been better, but it is what it is. Yeah, but you should do this play 100%. Like, it's happening, even if the percentage is very low. He was naming human there, so I will go for Sivvi now as a 0-2. But next turn we can play Falcon with a backup counterspell. Okay, Vindicate. Humility is not too bad. So let's go by the Falcon. Falcon can get another Sivvi. I'm not sure if we are gaining anything from playing Humility here. Hypnotic Spectre. This is probably a card I want to counter, as I need this to be activated. If he has swords now, it is what it is. But okay, let's ship the turn back. And next turn I can get Ramosian Sky Marshal into play. Oh no, maybe I can get the Jhovall Queen. The Shade is fine. So activate an end step. Do not put your card into Vindicate. No, let's go for Sivvi. Absorb is fine. So this can be a 1, 2, 3, 5. I attack here for 1 in the air. Like 1 point of life can change the whole outcome of the game. Don't forget that the Whipquarders are still alive, so Wasteland. Okay. So first you can see what we are tutoring for. The good stuff is that even now the ability of Sivvi is online to put rebels under the bottom. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Due to a Dark Ritual, I don't want to trade this. Queen for a Dark Ritual. Alright. Good game. Alright, everyone. We are on the draw with a decent hand. Ton of indirection. A bit awkward can be the situation where we do want double blue for counterspells and double white for Sivvi, but it has a tool to fight a variety of decks, so I absolutely want to try this. Gemstone Mine is giving me the information that it could be Hermit full English Breakfast. Together with Duress, it's awkward. He will go for the Swords to Plowshares, I guess. Let's play the Flooded Strand and ship the turn here. Like, if it's Hermit, full English Breakfast. Yeah, it is. I mean, not Hermit, but it's Angry Ghoul. Okay, now I want to have my Ramosian Sergeant, please, in turn 1. But this wouldn't be fast enough anyway, I guess. Like, we're getting hit by 12 now. I like this build of Angry Ghoul especially. Okay, now we need a card like Swords to Plowshares as our only out, I guess. Okay, let's continue with game 2. Alright, Annul for sure. Hydroblast can be played to destroy the red Dragon Breath enchantment. Humility might be decent. Light of the Day could work. How about Hibernation? Disenchant, even Gainsay might be okay. I think we can trim on the more expensive cards here. On the Shared Triumphs. But we still need to cut 7 cards. I'm not sure how to navigate this game, to be honest. We don't have any graveyard interaction. I think Hydroblast is a bit of a stretch. And then let's cut back on some of our 4-offs. Mother of Runes looking very weak. I would prefer the Sergeant here and probably 1 Hydroblast. And maybe... Let's get back 1 Mother. This matchup is super tough. Like, stacked. This is basically, if he plays like a Dreadnought deck with discard spells, it's exactly what. Let's try to keep this. It's not a great hand by any means, but I think there is not much potential to make it better. Like, if he is leading on Cabal Therapy, I think he will name Swords to Plowshares. Okay. Turn 1 Dreadnought, maybe? This would be too much to handle. Okay, even this is probably too much to handle. The good stuff here is that he has only 1 creature, so he needs another creature to have double Cabal Therapy in the graveyard. So, activation here. This is fine. He needs to name a counterspell, I guess. But even a Swords to Plowshares, I don't know. If he goes all in here, it might not work. And it's cool that we can even follow up with a Absorb. Like, I got a bit of a feeling that he's lost here. How many Crown Reclamations are we facing? One. Maybe he has another one in hand. I mean, these are matchups where we need stuff like Tormod Script. But I think he's seeing the signs that split with this amount of counterspells and him not having more creatures in the graveyard. So if he goes for any reanimation spell on, I don't know, Sylvan Safekeeper or something like this, I think we Mana Leak there. Reanimate on the Ghoul. Mana Leak here. Next turn, play Absorb. And even a Sword. Feels great. I think it's just enough. If we counter here, his flashback spell, Crown Reclamation. Sometimes these decks are playing 2 of these reclamations. So he might have 1 more in hand, but this wouldn't change the mass as he's not having any more mana. Yes, and it's over like this. Okay, as the deck tends to be this aggressive, I'm thinking about bringing in more Hydroblasts. All this tutor action probably won't work too well. Let's try it like this. I'm not too sure about Gainsay. It feels a bit necessary against stuff like Vision Charm and Stifle. But it could be wrong. I mean, let's get in the Reverent Mantra, because this goes for all creatures. If my opponent attempts to play Vision Charm, I can pitch this in response. Okay, this is a funny draw. I will keep it. Like, he needs a very aggressive start. The problem is that even the Hydroblast is not the immediately answer for... Okay, Duress. Going for Mana Leak. So I will continue with Mother of Runes. Chances that we are die next turn are super low. If he follows up on the Dreadnought right now, so the problem is that he's knowing about the Hydroblasts now. Okay, this is kind of all in. I mean, more or less. Let's wait here and upkeep. Swords to Plowshares. I guess here it's better to go for the Disenchant. This could have the disadvantage if he has a reanimate spell and another way to bring it back. But I want the sword around. Maybe he has another Vision Charm, but we need to try our best here. Okay. Reanimate into Stifle? Okay, here's the Hermit Druid. I guess we need to sort this immediately. Yeah, the problem is that he can just flip into Kabar Therapies and then flashback, naming Hydroblast, and then one turn later he can take the sword. Okay, this will be a long run here with just the Mother of Runes. And the Hydroblast is not feeling great. We need one more creature, like Whipcorder. Here it is. Perfect. I don't know how much interaction my opponent has. So, and I think if we would have a piece of interaction, we would have seen it on the Mother of Runes last turn. Let's go here and say, like, playing the Whipcorder morphed. So we got a 6-turn clock and a sword. And a counterspell, okay. The stuff is getting together more and more. Like suddenly I feel like we are favored, but it can change really quickly. With the help of some discard spells, it's changing. Let's play this. Three more turns to go. Mana Leak is not great here, but I can see this changing the game, like in a spot where he needs especially all his mana. A defense grid is enough for me to counter? I don't think so. Like I could have played Mana Leak, but I prefer hard casting the counterspell. Let's go in. One more turn available for my opponent. And then I can just activate Mother of Runes to give away protection to my morphed creature. It's fine. So here in the end step, let's see. I could attempt to sword, but then he would sacrifice a land. Protection green. Attack for 2. GG. GG. Great. So, welcome back. We are on the draw here. The dream of going 3-2 is still alive, but not with this hand. So let's take a mulligan here. This is way more decent. I guess I will ship a Adarkar Waste. My opponent was lastly seen on Mono Red Goblins and Replenish. So this could be a variety of decks. I will ship a Adarkar Waste here. Goblin Lackey. So we can just try with Mother of Runes. It's a bit sad that we don't got access to a card like Warship in the deck. If he attacks here, I will absolutely block. And he's forced to attack, like, he's not in the mood to fight a Mother of Runes, which isn't summoning sick anymore. Okay. Goblin Piledriver, I guess. Yes. This is very sweet. I will take the Adarkar Wastes, even if I might run into something like Wasteland, but then we can play Absorb next turn and have the Ramosian Sergeant up. My opponent needs to handle Mother of Runes again. Suddenly it feels doable. This is not a huge problem. Goblin Matrone is fine here, as we got protection and we can counter the ringleader he will go for. Okay, he went for the War Chief. I hope he attacks, but there's no chance. Okay, we need to go for the Falcon first. I guess I want to counter War Chief? Or? Yeah, let's counter it. Otherwise, we could tutor for something, but... So my plan now is to apply some pressure in the air. Maybe I could go for the Sergeant here. Or I can go for the Sivvi and tutor for the Queen next turn, which is probably better. Like a 4/7 Vigilance with a backup of getting protected by Mother of Runes is probably more having some impact. I'm not making the best use of my mana then, but yeah, at some point I can start double tutoring. Okay, second War Chief, but he still can't attack, which is nice. And he's bound to his mana situation. Maybe he has Wasteland, which will delay our plan by a bunch of turns, but okay, go for the attack. I'm not too sure if you're allowed to do this. Like, this block is free anyway. So I guess here it's just right to go for 1, 2, 3, 4. Lin Sivvi. And then we are doing a double block on the War Chief. And give protection to the Sergeant. Like, he is exchanging 6 points of damage against his War Chief, so his whole turn spent for 6 damage. I don't know. I have no clue what he has in hand, but if he's not activating this immediately, or in my upkeep... Okay. So here I think I'm allowed to attack for 1 in the air. It's kind of nice to have the counterspell, but I guess the highest impact is there by the Queen. Like, Vigilance is so strong. Okay, we got... Okay, Ringleader is fine for me. Like, 1 mana left. I would have countered a Siege Gang commander for sure. Two of Mock Fanatic. This means for us that we need to counter the second one. Otherwise, he can interact pretty well with our Mother of Runes. So activate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go for the Queen. Good old Magic. Goblins versus Rebels. So is it time for the Sky Marshal now? I don't think so, as we can just tutor for more creatures with this combination. The Queen can come in. We will see a block by Mock Fanatic here and then a sacrifice, I guess. No. Okay. So please continue. So I would say this game is around the 50-50 mark now. Not too sure about the need to counter here, but mana is still an issue for my opponent. Plus we got 2 counterspells. So I am willing to counter here. Mock Fanatic is a must counter threat, I guess. As this could handle our Mother of Runes and we are relying on the protection here. Maybe we see a big attack now. Maybe not. Activate Sivvi for 2. Let's go for a Whipcorder. So now it feels more and more fine to drop the Sergeant here, but I still think we can wait longer. You see how bad his mana situation is when he is not cracking the Wasteland. I guess I attack here with a Queen and with a Falcon. And now we will see probably a block. Again, no block, okay. So could it be right to drop the Sky Marshal? It feels better to just go wide, like they can tutor for 2 and I still can tap a creature with Whipcorder. So at the beginning of his end step, like I got 6 mana. It feels fine to activate the Sivvi for 2 mana to get another Whipcorder in play. So we got Mana Leak, which is a bit awkward in the face of a Skirk Prospector, but so this suddenly is getting really interesting. Is he in the mood to sacrifice 3 goblins for the Siege Gang? I guess the answer is no. Okay. Alright. So we need Hydroblast for sure. Circle of Protection, yes. What about Humility? It might be fine. But I don't think what I can cut. Not too sure about the mana leaks here. Especially if we get in Hydroblasts. Mother of Runes was amazing. Not too sure about the Shared Triumph. It could help us from being blown out by a sharpshooter. Maybe like this. But let me think one more second about it. So Circle of Protection often feels like a trap. Because the problem is if you just spend all your mana in that your opponent don't attack, you will be sooner or later forced to spend all your mana and they can just put all the goblins into play. So we need any plan to finish the game at some point. I try to make a very controlish game out of it, which will be tough as he's having so many 2-for-1s. This is worse to take a mulligan, I guess. Even this is not great. We got the Hydroblast and we got a setup of lands where we are not exposed into a wasteland. So I try to make this happen, but it's a mulligan 5. Way better than our initial hand. Counterspell is okay, I guess. Second Lackey would be strong. It's different on the draw, on the play for sure. Yeah, second Lackey is strong. So best thing we can do, we got a Hydroblast here. So in the upkeep, I attempt to Hydroblast. If he is having a Red Blast, at least the mana is spent here and not in our main phase. Okay. So, but now we will run into the problem I was describing, that my opponent can just play a bunch of goblins. The sword is fine here. I try to guess if it's time now to drop the Circle of Protection. It will be awkward if he has Ringleader, something like this. Why not just activate the Circle of Protection? This was funny. I think I clicked the triggered ability and it still protected the damage, maybe because this was the sewers. He will go for Ringleader, I guess. Then we got a Counterspell. We are not even close to victory here. Okay, he tapped a bit awkwardly for the Goblin Lackey route. Any mana source is highly welcomed here. Port is a bit awkward. So we didn't get any damage from a goblin here until turn 5. Lackey is, I don't know. It's lacking. This is a go wide strategy, which is probably fine. Like, we don't have a board vibe, so at some point I will just play Swords to Plowshares to play more mana efficient. So let's activate this for the Lackey. Play Sword here. And at turn 6 we can take the first damage of the goblins, I guess. He still has cards like Anarchy, probably. Okay, this is enough for me to counter, because I don't want to have this around. So activate here, just for the fun. So we're having a nice subgame here around the circle. But we need to bind a lot of mana to this. This is a problem if your deck has no ability to change the board state under a Circle of Protection red. So at this point, you can just stop attacking. Like if I have 0 cards in hand, it's just awkward for both of us. I mean, he can make F6, so it's on my timer, but... Okay, this is nice. I mean, he has a Gempalm Incinerator, so not the greatest thing to drop here. Maybe I need to wait until he plays it. Another Ringleader strong. And this is exactly how we will lose the game. Like at some point he can just chip in 2 damage a turn or 1 damage while we are under the work to click a lot. Take this. I mean, the good thing is that you can play click control to let everything resolve here. Okay, this is probably worse to drop. Exchanging versus a Mock Fanatic. This is fine. Need some fantasy to see a line here where we can get back into the game. Especially without cards like Exalted Angel. So, float a lot of mana. I think I would have preferred to kill the Mother of Runes with the help of a Mock Fanatic. but I'm not a goblin expert, so... On the other hand, it was a clear 2-for-1 for my opponent. So I see why he was playing like this. So the good stuff is that he's now forced to go for the Whipcorder, I guess. I mean, it might be an angel, so let's see. Sharpshooter, okay. At least not hasty yet. So he's attacking with everything. I will let this trigger resolve. Go to block here. And then activate the Circle of Protection a bunch of times. He will sacrifice away the Mock Fanatics, I guess. So I can't flip into an angel here. Let's do the biggest ones. Another Incinerator. Okay, he's drawing the nuts, which is fine, but this will be tough. Especially on a mulligan to 5, with him being 7 cards deeper than us. Humility wouldn't even change too much in the game. Let's go and concede. Yeah, we are lacking the ability to change back the outcome of the game, even with the help of a Circle of Protection. Yeah, I think I need to bring in damage in the air. Humility feels so awkward. Five cards to cut. Decree of Justice is hard to justify. I kind of want everything, but maybe the countersuit is not too well here. We probably just need to answer some key cards. It feels bad, but we can't do anything. And we are, as you saw last game, we did a pretty bad job at doing a controlish game. So I will try to go here, start with a Sergeant. In case we draw our 2 of Counterspell that we can cast next turn. He has so many answers for this. So here I'm a bit torn, but I guess I will just play the sword. Because we can activate, or we can play the Hydroblast on a 2-for-1 spell, or Ringleader even 3-for-1, 5-for-1. Port is sweet here. So I guess I want to leave up the Hydroblast to counter something like a Goblin Sharpshooter. We could play the Whipcorder later, or yeah, it's funny how the behavior of the deck can change. So there is no need to activate the Sergeant right now. Otherwise, okay, given the fact that we drew Flooded Strand, it's fine, but I still wanted to have the Hydroblast up. Maybe this was a spot where I needed to play Whipcorder and Hydroblast. So he's probably grabbing a ringleader, a sharpshooter, okay. And with the way he's playing, he's signalizing that he has a red blast up. Okay, let's fetch. And let's tutor. And the question is, I still think I need to go for my high-end creatures here. So let's go for Falcon. The Falcon can grab the Sivvi. I want to activate this. I want to blast at least once. So I guess it's fine to attack with the Sergeant here. I would exchange it versus the Matron here. Okay, he's seeing what we are planning. Ah, okay, he blocked. This is fine. Like, this is too scary with Skirk Prospector, with Goblin Piledriver, stuff like that. Okay, here's the Sharpshooter. Let's attempt to counter. I think he has a Red Blast, which it is what it is. This is a scary one. So let's go for Sivvi first. We still can find swords, stuff like that. Okay, humility, probably not the right thing to do right now. At what point do I want humility around is the question. So attack here in the air. The Queen will do a great job, I guess. So will the Flyer. The question will be which creature I will get first. Otherwise, he can just block and more or less get rid of the Sivvi. I feel a bit behind here until we get a solution for the Sharpshooter. Okay, a Matron probably for Skirk Prospector, something like this, or Gempime Incinerator. Yeah, Gempime. Okay, he's getting rid of the Falcon. This is fine. Okay, this is not fine anymore. The question is, I could even see me going just for another Sivvi and postpone our decision. Like, the Queen is not doing too much on the board right now. Plus we need the ability to tutor for more cards. So let's go for 3. Then we got another Sivvi. Keeps this around. This can untap. And then we can put it onto the bottom. The other one. Right. Yeah, felt good. Like having the card advantage machine around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is more or less dead. Like, we could search for our flyer next. And then for the queen. Like, the fire could be a 6 turn clock, which is fine, I guess. Ringleader, hopefully not hitting another Gempime. Another Ringleader, Piledriver, Fanatic. Maybe it's time for Humility, but like, even if he has more 1/1s than us, it's not great. So what can we do here? I hope he attacks. This is absolutely good draw. Like, he could activate on the Sivvi immediately. So we are forced to go all in here to get the Sky Marshal first. We need a sword here, or a blast. Okay, decree for 1 angel is probably not good enough. So I attack for 3 in the air here. This is not great, but it's okay. Like, we can put it back on the bottom if we need to. He's taking the damage, which is odd at least. So if we slam Humility, I think we are in a bad shape. So more Ringleader to come. The Sharpshooter is a huge problem. Like, otherwise I could have easily go over the board with Decree. I'm not sure, maybe I need to play Humility and then Decree. Hope he misses here. Sorry to say that, but especially after sideboarding. Gempime Incinerator is strong. He even can play both. So he's getting rid of the Jhovall Queen, I guess. Okay, he's attacking. Alright. So this can resolve. The Gempime is tough to beat. If I... So how do I have to play it? I think the first step is to search again for 6. And then get a queen, I guess. Now we need to think how we want to block. I mean, even if we want to block. I guess we can block. Not the Piledriver. So if I block here, we will see 1 creature dying. So you can shoot twice here. Burn that away. Shoot a 3rd time here. So let's do it like this, I guess. And maybe even this is not enough. Still got 5 cards in hand, and he didn't even start his porting action. I mean, we got 6 more outs to the sharpshooter in the deck. Maybe I need to cycle the decree empty to find a solution. Okay, next turn I will play Humility. He's done it on the Sivvi, so he's got another. Incinerator, I guess? It might be. Like, why not having 3 incinerators? Okay. Very, very odd. So what can we do? Goblin Warchief is nuts. If I attack here, 1, 2, 3, 4... It's not feeling too great, especially with him having the Warchief available, so I feel kind of forced to go into the defense mode with Humility. The problem still is that he can just have Anarchy, or I think we lost. Like, even here he can just go ping this in response. I should have tapped a bit differently, I guess. Yeah, he's seeing the line. So let's play this, I guess. We will block at least 1 creature. If he's not having Anarchy, he is not having the haste action, then I can play Decree of Justice. But it will get downhill from this point pretty far, because we don't have another Decree. He has 6 cards in hand. And the Humility is giving away the ability that we can make card advantage in any way. Let's cycle here. I guess I need to fetch here, even if it's not sounding too great, but if I block now, I can prevent damage later. So we can block everything. But it's still scary. Okay, we need to draw another creature. It is a creature. I will drop the tower here to have an untapped mana source against the 3 Rishadan ports. Yeah, sad that Humility counts for both of us. But it was an interesting match. For sure. To be honest, he just has the better cards than us. I don't know. There's a very, very small chance. But he needs to draw so bad for this. This is enough. Yeah, great game. Pitching there is very odd. Like, this means that he had at least the War Chief or Pyrokinesis in hand one turn earlier. Alright everyone, we are back after 5 really tough rounds. It was fun to play, but we have to admit the deck is maybe a bit outdated. As you saw, we are lacking like every good card which the deck can make a profit of, like Standstill, like Manlands, like Wastelands, like Dust Bowls. Even the sideboard was a bit clunky to play, so I felt behind in every matchup I played. There was no matchup where I was like, okay, this will be easy. I don't think any matchup is easy with the deck, but this felt way harder than you could have imagined. Still a very, very sweet idea and a very straight 4-line deck list, but we need to change the mana base, like put in Mishra's Factories, put in Standstill in the 2 mana slot. Maybe we prefer them over the Shared Triumph. But don't forget, this was the first pre-modern deck ever made for Counter Rebels. So yeah, for sure there were some room to improve, but this was very tough, and I still have to rewatch the deck, the matches to see how I could even manage to win 2 rounds. So yeah, what do you think? Do you like the deck? Do you have any ideas about the deck? Please leave it in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching and see you on the next one.